All right, welcome to the Triglavian Times, the clusterfuck, as I love to call it. I'm your host, Sabbat. I have my co-host Reece with me today,
What's up?
and unfortunately, Kylan couldn't make it. He's got RL stuff to do, so we got Commander Cosmic Booty, or Cosmic, as everyone in the Triangle spheres knows him as, joining us
Hello.
today. We are going to talk a bunch of random stuff today, kind of random, I guess. Uh, Turner, some of the changes that have come out, some of the interesting things that has happened. I know it's only been a week. Those of you in the Discord, you've seen me ping out that we might kind of sports center it, so we might be doing every week, um, just to push out content and interview people and get people on to talk about current goings on in Eve a little bit more, and mainly Pachman, of course, because that's all we really care about.
Hell yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't want to, like that noise, Sports Center breaking news sound of like, well, I mean, Cosmic, you have your accent, so like, imagine a great football score, like, oh, this team just beat this team, like, I have that just for Pachman.
I'm still waiting for Pochman to get past the forge and ships destroyed.
Oh, I know that was kind of
It's
bummer
only a
looking at
matter of
the
time.
MR, the MER, and was like, oh, we dropped from second to third. It was a little bit of a
I was
bummer.
thinking that.
But all right, let's start with the big topic, I guess, of the day. Turner, you got to be there. I got to watch CCP's shitty stream of it on my phone while I was working, which was kind of a struggle because I work outside all day long, so I couldn't like focus on it at all. So I was just catching
Well,
snippets of it.
I I think they picked a bad time for it to hit because there's like a lot better time when there's overlap from EU and everyone else. But
Yeah,
that's
But
what I think.
mainly
but
EU people, I guess.
C- CCP Swift did have a good point. Like, you can't really force people into work to make it better at CCP for the U.S. time zones. It
I would
would have
really wonder how many people from US time zone pay for this game
a lot
versus
more
EU.
than probably a lot more
So
than EU, but EU
so
still has a
call
strong
me an
backing.
asshole, but it's like you need to make sure you get both sides of your player base when you're really hurting for numbers.
Yeah,
So, that's just my opinion.
it's a valid opinion. I won't argue that one. It would have been nice if they did like a couple hours later. You probably could have at least caught more people going there. I'm sure there was still a shit ton of people in Turner. You were there, Cosmic, so we'll get to that in
Right.
a second. But yeah, the time was. I mean, I'm used to it. I'm used to kind of getting the shaft as a U.S. time zone player. I mean, you're Central Time, even though you're in South America, Reese. Um,
Oh yeah. Well, I don't change time zones ever, so now I guess I'm East Coast.
oh yeah. Oh yep. Because we had
It's
fallback.
it's currently
That's
3 p.m. right now.
yep. Yeah, the United States had fallback, so it's three instead of four. I'm used to 4 o'clock shows. It's three. So I gotta change my mindset for the next like 6 months.
Ugh.
Um, oh, it fucking sucks.
My
it, it
time is easy.
oh, it ruined me when I was doing when I still had structures for moon mining because I never changed what time it was at. But it was like, oh fuck, my moon I could have like already shattered
It
and started
popped an
mining
hour
like an
ago.
hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first couple of weeks it fucked with me. So today was one of those like, oh fuck, spring fall back happened. Like fuck, it's an hour earlier.
Like, what do I do now?
Yeah,
Do all your clocks just like automatically change over there?
yeah.
I mean, that's been a thing since phones have been a thing, really.
Hmm. It's
Like
great at the
phones.
bar.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
That's the one great thing is being at the bar, even though it technically clicks over at 2 in the morning to 1 in the morning. The bar stays open for an extra hour to let you drink for another hour. That is a nice plus.
Personally, it was downtime that kind of told me that time had changed.
All
I
right,
mean, that's
so
important for you, definitely in your time zone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I use that to my advantage a lot of times.
Oh, I believe it. All right, so Turner, the whole explosion at Turner, Amar and the Empire's thinking they can use our trig technology to their
Do whatever
benefit.
they want.
Yes,
I think it's cute that they think
it
they
is
can
cute.
do that.
It is. It is very funny. I knew something bad was going to happen the second anything was brought up about the stellar transmuters. I don't know about you guys, but like the second I saw that, I was like, something bad's gonna happen. There's a difference between like taking a Domovic and making it an Nergal, or taking a Vedmek and making it an Icky, or taking a Rodiva and making it a Zarmzad. There's a huge difference between like modifying a ship and trying to copy technology.
Did they succeed in exactly what the trigs do?
They fail to a degree, um, because there was the giant explosion. That's the only reason why I say they failed. They lost a way to harvest the sun, and they
Yeah.
fucked it up too. So, so, so they failed in something that they wanted. It's not that they
Apparently, they got all the data they want. Apparently,
yeah, I mean they got the data they wanted, but the other two are owned by Mimitar. So Amar fucked it up royally, but it's still that the other two could go. I mean, okay, so before we get it too much into Turner events, the only thing that I'm secretly hoping, because there's the NPC spawns for Svarog Clade, which we'll get into a little bit more in Turner right now. I really think it'd be interesting if the other two go critical and blow up, and you have Velis and Pirun spawns in those systems. So like each clade is interested in what the fuck's going on.
Well, didn't the aftermath of this stuff open up a bunch more
Yeah.
wormholes for
yes.
that spot?
Yep.
There's 10 static wormholes. From what I've read,
10?
yeah.
Yep.
So
That's
5 chase
ridiculous.
space, 2 low sec, and 3 null sec, I think.
That's
So
ridiculous.
it's like living in Ferro.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Thera event, and some people have tried to roll their C2 wormholes, um, to get rid of that wormhole into to Turner, and they got another Turner wormhole. Oh, Drake, get in, join us.
Hey, Drake.
Good. We can
Oh,
get the very trolly side of what happened in Turner. This is a perfect time for you to jump in. So Turner event.
just yep. Sorry,
Chaos, eh?
I'm just saying off and just replying to like a million texts. So I might disappear for a second.
It's all good. So Turner events, that it very interesting. It was a fun event. It was interesting and different. We can get into when we know Drake is good with his billions of texts. We can get into it a lot more, about what his trolliness did to to fraternity. But what was your cosmic? You were there. I wanted to be there so bad, but I couldn't. I would have had a field day.
It was chaos. There was a lot of players just killing every other player.
Yeah, because everyone dropped down at a 20% haul, so it was just mad chaos of killing spree.
Even before that, there was just like shuttles, wrecks everywhere, people coming in trying to get the wrecks. It was pretty hilarious. There was like
mean,
gate camps, like 5 systems out, like into Turner, like to like get past.
Oh, I believe it. I mean,
that's nice.
whenever there's a big event in CCP goings on, there's normally like a little bit of chaos going on where everyone wants to get in on the fun. Like there's so many times during like GM week where I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I wish I could have been on that day to get free Titan kills on my on my account. But
I know people were actually using the decloak towers. I think I mentioned before the stream.
mhm.
Yeah, there was like 3 or 4 of them up, so they were actually decloaking people.
That's ridiculous and funny.
I got decloaked once, but it was like 10 minutes before the show, so I recloaked and I was all right until the blast.
I think there was a Titan cloaked in system by a to be unnamed friend of mine who was
Now you're cutting out, Drake.
That's 20% hull.
If I had a Titan and 20% hull, there was decloak towers everywhere. I'd be bricking it.
Yeah, that
Yeah, it wasn't that
Titan and 20% haul would be like pure panic mode for me.
I full on thought I was gonna die. Like all the alarms blaring. I had Zareth in my corp, just like laughing manically, like watching the stream, like saying everyone's gonna die. But then it didn't happen.
They should die.
It would have
Yeah.
been awesome if everyone had just been popped.
So a couple structures died. How was what was like? I'm just curious. Like what was like local chatter like when you were in there when it was about to go boom?
after them just being like, GM kill commanded.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Everyone was like, it's about to go boom. Some people were speaking about Potchman, like, let's get ready to go into Potchman. Some people thought we were gonna get sucked in.
That would be nice.
That's what I was hoping for.
It would have been squirrel. What would be interesting is if it eventually gets pulled into Pakvin, but they have to make sure they do the kill command and literally murder all structures. We don't need more of them in Pakvin. Asset safety them from where they used to be to the nearest system if they were to pull them in. I just don't think Pakvin needs more structures.
That's not why we anchored. We basically anchored ours just in case, because you don't know.
I'm more.
We brought in quite a lot of faxes because like a 3 bill fax in Poshman is worth, especially if there's a Fortress Iron system, is worth like 20, 30 bill.
Yeah.
So it's just a way of potentially pumping up a load of money.
Was one of those forts yours then?
I am about to lose signal. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Drake. I think you already admitted that.
Drake. Yeah, he has. I mean, if you looked at our Discord, like
Just
Drake
think if he had
being
a
smug about
keep
everything
star.
is hilarious.
Think if you had a keep star in that system.
Oh my
would've-
god.
Oh, it would
And it got pulled in. And the only keep star, how many people would be fighting over that shit?
Dude, I still have that fantasy dream where I could have a keep star in Pakvin. Like, just be like, dude, no one can take this shit from me.
Keep star where it's like red and
You can have as
amazing.
many Pocos as you want.
Well, the Frat's Fortizar was red as it was blown up, so technically it was red.
But see, my fantasy dream would be like if I had a keep star on the gate grid in a home system in Pakvin. Oh, the wet dreams I'd have from that.
I am interested in the Triggs game afterwards. I'm quite excited
Yeah.
for what's that about to
So, yep. So, those of you that don't know, Svarog Clade, I'm sure you guys are Triggy boys that are watching this anyways. The Svarog Clade NPCs were spawned, which everyone is neutral to. You cannot get standings with them. They're spawned by GMs. So people are like, oh, I guess you don't have enough trig standings. It's like, no. It has nothing to do with trig standings. This is purely and entirely a GM spawned group of NPCs. So they
by
will.
GMs, or they've just been they're a roaming gang that doesn't have the correct standings.
No, they are literally they're the same type that was spawned during invasion times. They're GM spawned.
Right, fair enough.
So they're not normal trigs. They are murder everyone trigs. Doesn't matter what your trig standing is. You could be a 10.0 trig standing person and they will still shoot you. They are still red to you.
That
Yeah,
doesn't.
they did shoot at me. It's really annoying.
I'm tempted to shoot one and see if the standing goes down.
You should go do that just to test. You can always get it back.
He's pretty big hits at this point, but I'll try.
Just use an alt.
Use an alt and see what standings do. Yeah, so
Blow
they
it up
were
and see
spawned.
what loot drops.
They were spawned, and those fleets are like murder fleets. Like those are like the good old day murder trig fleets that people QQ and do the good old Triglavian copy pasta of why the fuck did CCP make these? So yeah, Turner is Turner is intense right now. Like the wormhole changes, all that stuff. Drake, are you good to do your fun little talk about the Turner incident?
Let me give me 2 minutes. I'm about to go over a bridge where there is like no communications known to mankind works, and then I'll be on the motorway and I'll be fine.
All right, sounds good.
You know,
All right. So
it's
like
just
the whole
crazy.
the whole Turner thing is cool though. Like I do like how they made a battleground, like especially after it blew up. I think the whole surface side thing, I kind of thought it was interesting where like the lore behind the masks that the nomads were using were um based off Triglavian masks. Like the tech is basically the same that they just redid for the nomads to use.
Here's a question: did Gandalf get vaporized? Because in the video he's like putting his stuff in the air and then you see white light. So
The good old white lightsabers. I don't know, maybe. But like that whole thing, like the whole Turner instance is interesting. Like I'm curious if we'll get like more scope videos about the nomads. Maybe they've been like affected by the sun, like Trigs are, and Trigs are like they do. It'd be cool if like NPC lore gets tweaked a little bit where it's like, oh, like the Trigs are going down there and giving them, bioadaptive combat suits so they can survive the new environment that they live in, aka completely fucked planet.
Like
another
about
thing,
that, we ruined it all.
I wonder if you could still do PI on that planet. It's like specially named, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Scorched Barren, it's called.
Yeah, so PI is probably completely utterly gone, unless they change it to like lava or something after the like in a month or two. You never know what CCP will do. But I do think it would be interesting if, for lore's sake, the Triglavians come in and like the Triglavians are the one being like, "I'm sorry, your empires are fucking dumb. Like, we're gonna try and help you out."
I'm hoping people can just get this technology in the end and put it in their little system.
Yeah.
Create a blast.
I think that's what's going to happen though. Ash Drothy's theory is that the one of the ones that are being built right now will like work, and that'll pave the way for nullsec players to either, one theory is sun harvesting as like passive moon income, but on the sun, and bringing that back, or a way to further customize their systems.
I mean, look at Turner, like forcing all those wormhole entries. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
Yep.
Turner's potentially like content central now. It's like a reverse Thera,
Hell yeah.
so that's really good.
Yeah, I want to go there so badly. Like, to have fun. I just haven't had the time to go there.
I've been in there for like weeks. I just don't have time to do anything. I've been either busy at work or doing other stuff. I've just been following lore and shit posting it on alts to make capital fleets disappear.
And doing what you do best, which I think we should get into, your trolling of Frat.
It wasn't. I wouldn't say it was a plan that worked out. It was just like I played it by ear and it worked out better than I like could have ever expected. But because Turner, as soon as Turner went liminal, like everyone was just like, "Oh shit, is this going to go to Podfin?" So I went back and looked at all the fucking lore and all the stuff that's the CCP are releasing, and I was like, right, okay, so lore-wise, it's not going to go to Podfin. There's a very small chance it might go to Podfin if CCP are like kind of lazy, but it doesn't really make any sense. It could go to a mini Podfin with Vard, Egmar, and potentially Arshat. So I was like, right, okay, we should probably like anchor a fort here, and seed capitals. But what I went basically on a frat altar had, I was just saying like, oh yeah, this thing's gonna go to Podfin, and I said like basically nothing more at that point. And the first thing they did was they Czar of the Sun, and I was just like, hold on a second, there's like at least 5 different news like law based dev blogs saying, by the way, anything in range of this is going to be destroyed. So I was just like, oh yeah, guys, do you know that Road Canal is bringing all their capitals in? And then I immediately started seeding a load of capitals in. So they saw that and they just started bringing. I don't know how much they brought in, but they brought a lot more than we did. I don't think there were any supers or titans that I know of, but just shitload of faxes, dreads, things like that. A few carriers, and then we, knowing the law, and decided not to anchor our Fortizar right at the on top of the ticking time bomb, and we did it far away as we could. And the outcome was a couple trillion-esque of capitals were in the Frat Fortizar, and it was one shot by the sun. And unfortunately, they're not all dead. They're all in asset safety, but they're all in asset safety, so they can't access them for a few months. Access them for like 2 or 3 months, and they have to pay to get them back out. So
did yours survive then?
Yeah, well, ours were fine. We didn't take any damage at all. Our Fortizar, because we were beyond the Planet One radius.
I think I saw it in system today. Actually, I like the name.
Yeah, the tables have turned. Yeah, I coined
Yeah.
that.
Doesn't it have like notes about Jasmine in the bio or something?
Yeah, oh, Jas has finally blocked me, by the way. Like, I don't really get why he's become the way he has, but we were always chill before, just like frenemies, I guess. Like, obviously he was on the other side of us during the Seagull era, and we'd shit post back and forth and like insult each other, all the usual crap. But we generally chill. And then the moment Castle Kickers joined Rogue, he fucking, like, for some reason he went ape shit at me. I had no idea why. It turned out before they joined Frat, they tried to join Rogue Capel and got turned down. So I think he was just annoyed that we got in and he didn't.
Oh,
So
poor guy.
A couple hours before, I think it was a few hours before the event happened, he was in local talking and just said, "Oh, don't worry, these structures won't die. It's only an event." so now we just have a great on the road comms. You have an image somewhere of Jass's wise words right above their Fortizar, like just on fire.
Just
I
think
don't
if
know.
it was a keep star though. Whew.
I think if someone anchored a keep star, like everyone would immediately come and attack it. Like a Fortizar, no one really gives a shit, but a keep star, like, is quite a big investment, and it's very, very vulnerable during anchoring. So,
or 1,900 people just turn on the keep star.
well, yeah, there was a lot of people in system.
Tie-dye did happen.
Yeah.
It's actually my first time experiencing tie-dye because I've always been in Potterin, so.
Tie-dye is AIDS.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hate tie-dye.
Oh, if you've been in, I've been in Potterin. So Potterin is not the best servers anyway, and there's a bit more lag because of all the AI stuff. And when Frat destroyed Rogue's Fortizar and Nalvala, there was 99% tie-dye then.
Oof.
Or 90% tie-dye, whatever the max is. And that was absolute cancer. It's put thousands and thousands of people in.
Yeah, like tie-dye was happening, and I like accidentally decloaked because I pressed the button twice because I wasn't used to tie-dye. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, tie-dye. Tie-dye is a really good system, but I don't understand people that enjoy the fleet flex. They're always always on the tie-dye.
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, Drake. Everyone thinks your meme was meh.
My meme was meh. Well, I don't know. I shitpost. So what was it? My kill count so far is I killed a Raiju by shitposting it back into the grave after they bragged about it being reimbursed. Then I did the exact same thing to the second ever Navy Magnate ever built, which got reimbursed, and then I just did it to an entire Frat fleet.
Well, yeah, I was the second Navy Magnate to die on Z-Kill, you know.
It was the second one built. It was Jorg's ult, and he died to. There's a bugged grid where there's an FOB, like an NPC FOB on the grid of a gate. So as soon as he came through, he got immediately one shot. So he petitioned it and he got reimbursed. But I immediately let everyone else know that he reimbursed it. So he then immediately flew out and got straight into a gate camp and died.
Get fucked.
He was not happy
Petition
at
a
all.
real loss. Petition a real loss. People need to get like banned. Seriously.
I just yeeted mine straight into Potchman. I was like, this is gonna die. I think
is
I
gonna
killed
die,
two
but-
ships in it.
Why
This is
not?
gonna
Go for
die,
it,
but I'm
you
gonna
know?
have fun doing it.
I think I killed,
Ships are ammo.
killed a horde shuttle first, I think. Because they're everywhere.
Yeah, dude, I'm super excited that okay, so slight little bridge. I'm super excited for the faction warfare shit, like to get into it. Like I'm probably gonna do some of my Sabbat side stories, where I just ramble my insane ideas at people while playing Eve and do them, podcast them, probably put them up on YouTube just for people to make fun of my insane ideas that I have. But I'm super excited to like start hopping into faction warfare. I think it'll be
As
a
long
lot
as
of
those
fun.
ideas aren't the Milint Arc Trooper type ideas.
No, they're like my crazy ideas that make sense, but you know CCP probably will never put them in place because it makes too much sense.
Have you seen some of the new stuff? I watched a stream and there was like a war zone with NPCs flying in, and it's meant to be like a big battle.
I
Not
There's
really.
quite
still
a lot. I've mainly been looking at the faction balance changes, and I've already purchased 100 Navy Execuras because that thing is fucking cracked.
Oh my god,
It got
dude!
it got about 20. It got about 20% faster.
Yep.
It now ignores 75% of plate mass, which
Mhm.
means you can put a Imperial Navy 1600 on it and it doesn't affect it. It lost a turret but gained damage, and it gets a utility high. So now it does 1300 DPS with 4 turrets, and it goes 5k a second when it blinks.
I
It's
can't
absolutely insane.
wait to use them. The only thing is like mine was set up as a Christmas gift to me because Carbonauts Clade Alliance does Secret Santas. So mine I'm at to tweak a little bit because mine's a hull tanked brick, and I'm at to tweak a little bit. But I can't wait to start using them.
Have you seen the was it Armageddon Navy issue?
Oh my
Yeah,
god, that's
the
another.
Navy again. A lot of people, a lot of Alliance tournament players are a bit annoyed because most of, or a big chunk of the flagships are Armageddons, simply
Mhm.
because they need projection. And now the Geddon Navy issue is just a better version of it.
How do you feel about the Typhoon Navy?
Not changed really.
I don't think I've seen. I'm not sure what the
It's
change.
it got some application bonuses. It's got a tracking bonus. It might make
Mhm.
the turret. It might make the turret version viable, but even then, it's just
Yeah.
less viable than rapid heavies.
It was missing the application bonus compared to the T1, wasn't it? So that's actually quite good.
But yeah,
Application's
Dominic's is really
important.
nice. It's definitely like a fat hat area now. It is important. It's just that the Typhoon never really needed it that much. It was good at punching down. Now it's better at punching down, and that's about it.
Mhm.
Yeah, just roam around in a Typhoon around Potchman and you get great fights, like against all the small gang.
It just started pouring down rain here.
Yeah. All right. So, well, how do you guys feel about the security status changes to tethering, and the changes for ganking / doing abyssals?
The Abyssal thing
I think it's great.
is a long time coming, and I think the way they've done it is fine. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you can still do the 0. The T6s in high sec, which I wasn't too keen on. Like my idea of being able to do a build plus an hour in high sec in pretty much almost relative safety is kind of stupid. But they've made it so you have to travel at least 4 or 5 jumps to go to Jita. So
Yeah.
there's a few very specific like trade routes now from
Yeah.
Abyssal loot.
There's not
Yeah.
a lot. There's 0.5.
Yeah, because what to
And then-
not get suspect tagged, you need to. If you're
for
doing,
T6, you need to be in a 0.5.
yep,
There's a whole
and
table of like which ones which filaments you can use in different 0 point whatever's securities.
Yep. So 8.0. Well, okay. So it doesn't matter in 1.0 and 0.9. You
Just
get
can't.
you just automatically get the tag. 8.0 is 0, 1, 2, 3 don't get suspect timed. 7.0 is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 6.0 is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 5.0 is everything is not tagged as a suspect timer. Which I think that's great.
For 0.9, for 0.9 and 1.0, is it suspect tagged or is it just
No.
you can't do it at all?
You just can't run it in those
Yeah.
ones anymore.
Yep.
So Hex gonna be pretty fun, right?
Oh, yeah.
0.5 trade hub.
Yeah, I mean, Heck's going to get some more business. That's good.
If you want to seed some filaments in Heck, that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a
I
smart
was
thing
talking
to
to
do.
somebody who's part of safety, sort of, and they said there was a big alliance meeting about the ganking changes in general, and a lot of people are just going to stop because of the profitability is going to be really non-existent except in big freighter ganking.
Yep.
Is that because of the tags? The
Yeah.
It depends. The tags are pretty it depends how cheap they are, how because there are a lot of tags on the markets. They'll suddenly be in massive demand. It doesn't affect destroyer ganking or anything like that. It just affects mainly like the tornado ganking, the idiot it's Ron 5 player with no tank going to Jita.
Who's autopiloting the Jitta.
Yeah,
Just to, like,
You need an
I don't think
extra
this
billion
is.
in a freighter to make it profitable,
wait,
is the current estimation.
so every kill, how much does it cost you in tags? Does anyone know that?
That's the question that everybody's trying to figure out because of the current demand. But I don't know.
Yeah, the main nerf is definitely to like tornadoes and stuff. For Catalyst, it doesn't make a difference because if you're already staged using tether, then you can just be staged docked, and the undocked time there's no black screen as long as you're looking outside while you're in the Citadel.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's not going to stop that. It will stop you sitting on the gate waiting, I guess.
Yep.
Because the rats are attacking you.
Yeah. But if it's like a freighter, it's not. I don't think it's going to change anything for a freighter because you only need 2 or 3 people just to suicide scram it while the gang lands on it.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to change that much. The main effect is going to be the tornadoes.
You need 15 millicat and then a Gnosis tackle for the suicide tackle. So it depends on the tank of that actual freighter.
Do you need a Gnosis? You just need a small ship to bump it once and scram it, and that's it. When it dies, it doesn't
This is what someone who used
matter.
to do it for
It resets the
content and money told me.
You do need something decently sized enough to bump a freighter. Don't think a frigate can bump it enough.
But at the same time, they're just going to move over to 0.5 sec anyway, where it's now a lot easier to gank people coming out of T6s. And if they're in a 0.5, you know it's going to be a T6 for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a lot easier for them to target things like that. So I think it's giving in one area and taking in another area.
It honestly sounds cooler to me to be like an outlaw now, and harder gameplay is like fun gameplay. That's how I kind of see it.
Oh, harder gameplay is always
It
more fun.
makes sense. It didn't make sense they put it in. The fact that you had -10 and like the Caldari state was, oh no, this criminal's here. Somebody do something. In your fucking face, you do something.
Yeah, it's your space. You send out the police.
They just point at them.
Other people have said you might be able to hide imposters, like in 0.5 to 0.7. However, apparently that doesn't work if Concord is involved, if you're criminal, because they can shoot through post shields, but I don't know. That's the first I've heard of it. I don't specialize in imposters in high sec.
All technology, that.
I'm not specialized in ganking, period, so
Well,
I
if you
don't know.
hide in a pos, and that's the new meta, they're going to nerf it. You know that. They want you more accessible.
Yeah. No, I agree with that one. What about the Reddit post for scannable rec fields? How do you guys feel if CCP were to do something like that, where you can actually scan down a rec field and warp to it?
Personally, I don't like that.
I like it if it was changed to what they said, because he said all wrecks will like slowly gravitate towards a single area that you could walk to.
Yeah,
and,
that's
like,
some bullshit.
The asteroid belts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part is awful. Just don't do that.
No.
But having like just random spawned wrecks that you can scan down as an exploration thing, and you can see like a cool like faction warfare NPC on NPC aftermath of a fight, and you have to go and look around the wrecks to actually find the good shit. That sounds like a decent idea. Doesn't sound like it's too much content to add.
No, I
Just
think
adds
that's
to
like,
exploration.
yeah, that's just a slight ad.
And random, like, decloaking pirates that try to kill you if you're there. That would be cool.
Yeah, and you're in a wreck field, so you can't cloak, so get fucked. Risk
Yep.
reward.
I guess it's making all those salvages in Potchman, wait for the obs to despawn a bit harder.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea. I don't think what was proposed is the best idea, but there could be something there that would be for those, junkyard rats that love salvaging. I salvage, but it's not like something that I like to do.
You can make a killing in Potchman. There's so many salvages everywhere.
Oh yeah, I love killing the salvagers. That's my favorite thing. All you have to figure out is their normal warp in point and get over there, and yeah, you're pretty good.
Have you heard of the guy? The guy in our corp who's he's made like a PvP Synesis, like very strong. Like,
oh, is that Sarah?
Yeah, like dual cap injected. All this, he's just killing all sorts of it because everyone's just going for him because it's like, oh, salvage it, and they're just like, wait, what the fuck's this?
Yeah,
I just
Sarah's
murdered
great.
me.
I like him.
Yeah.
We killed his Proteus the other day. We had what do we have? We had an Eris. We had a crew war, I think, and then we had me and Natalia, and he kept trying to like swap, and I was like trying to juggle Cap and being shot at by him. But luckily, I had a armor rep and Asker plans in, so I could tank him. But we couldn't kill him until someone else came along because we couldn't get him out.
Yeah, man, he roams around a lot. He just eats in. It's the way in Potchman.
Just
This
yeet.
is the way.
Yeah, Sarah's good. I like it.
Yeah, he was questioning me about drugs recently. It's like, I love drugs. Not as much as Reece does, but I love drugs.
In a Eve way, don't you understand?
Yeah.
Eve.
You don't mimic your Eve behavior in real life.
Nope.
I do.
Why?
Because I
That
would have
doesn't sound
died how many million times?
You're not a mass murderer in real life. What?
Just a simple miner, don't you understand?
I think Reece would make the best Pablo Escobar.
I should smack you.
I'm sorry. You got the beard already. You have gray matter between your brain that actually works. I mean, you could do it. Could be a drug kingpin.
Do a lot of things, but I wouldn't. But I don't know. I want to see what happens with all these ganking changes because, there's a lot of dynamics to mess around with there, and it's also going to change how freighters go through space. Because if it's more expensive to gank, you can take more with.
Mm-hmm.
So
Bigger kill mails, hopefully.
yeah,
it'll change things up a bit.
You do need risk in higher sector. So
You do. There needs to be risk in high sec.
unlike somebody who's an Eve partner.
I am not. Oh, we're talking about Hayless. I thought you were like, I'm not an Eve partner yet.
No, there's that one guy that loves to say there needs to be a place completely free of PvP, and I'm like, no.
I've read about.
It's so strange that as soon as the ganking changes come through, Hitler starts making a video again. Like, oh, I was so stressed, and I came back like, dude, fucking through it so hard.
I read about a guy that plays Eve Echoes, because I think they did that in Eve Echoes, and he just crashed the market and stuff. Everyone's just chilling in Isaac.
Yeah, the Eve Echoes economy is a fucking shambles. It was anyway because they had the loot boxes, so people would just like did a pay to win, got amazing shit, and just farmed the hell out of everything. So everything just like was free, almost free, and then it's just not a good way of doing it. That's why every time someone posts like, "Oh, maybe we should do what Eve Serenity's doing with the new map," like, no, fuck off with that shit. I want the game to last more than another 10 years at least, not be fucking put in the ground in 3 years' time because someone decided to pay more money than everyone else, and everyone else gave up.
Yeah, no, I have different topics on that whole thing. I do believe, like, I know people won't like, well, I don't care if people don't like me for saying it, but I do believe that the Chinese players have their server and they should go back. Like, there shouldn't be you get a choice anymore. Mainly to get rid of some of the toxic behavior from Frat.
Yeah, but the toxic behavior is not always from
It's
Frat.
not always Frat.
Said, well, I will say that of any player toxicity in the game, especially with racism, Frat have the most racist pilots I've ever fucking come across. Holy shit. Like, whenever they're in, like, a large group and they're bashing something, just local is just ridiculous.
Yeah. No, I would say psychotic tendencies is the one that takes the cake for me. Tissue. Fucking tissue. Yep. My personal red.
It's just my thing. Like, they can all go back and they can play in their playground that they have personally designed. I mean, they get the benefit of, they literally can put, CCP China can literally put any ship in the game, and because of the agreement CCP gave to CCP China, CCP cannot mimic those ships. So they can go play in their own fucking playground and leave the rest of us alone.
I do think that agreement that they did with the Chinese company was bad because there's so much good stuff coming out there that they could adapt. You know?
Yeah. It was a brain dead decision to get into the Chinese market. It was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. All right.
Money, man.
I know, it was money. Let's get into, I'm putting this up in the Twitch chat really quick. Here, I'll put it in Discord really quick. For you guys. Wrecking Crew and Deepwater Hooligans. Fun times, to say the least. I feel like there might be some interesting times ahead for
I personally feel that Deepwater is going to try to eradicate RC.
I think it's mainly content fights, really. I'm not feeling the oppression. Content. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I feel like it's a mix of content / Deepwater is flexing their muscles and being like, yeah, you can't do this shit. I feel like it's an odd mix.
The thing is, you can have fights over structures, but unless you're like oppressing the region, stopping people from doing stuff, then what? It doesn't really matter, does it?
No, it doesn't really matter.
NPC stations and win like in Parkman.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing.
It just makes me laugh that, like, man, that Nightmare Fleet be strong.
Nightmare fleets are just fun.
Oh, I fucking love my nightmares. Like, nightmare fleets be very brutal. And the number of stuff that they murdered in that fleet was pretty damn good.
That was a huge nightmare fleet, though.
It's what?
On a note as well, aren't they changing the building requirements for faction ships? I think they're taking out some of the bits to make them cheaper.
Sorry, I'm counting.
I don't know
40.
if they're making more changes.
I think the trigger links they might be taking out faction ships.
I know they are removing some of the faction ship stuff. That's like a 60-man, and not necessarily 60-man, but probably like in the 50s of nightmares. Like, that's a fuck ton of nightmares. And nightmares, like, can do enough damage on their own to shit, but to fleet op that shit, oh damn. They only lost a nightmare in that entire fleet. Like, that's what's insane.
That's just ridiculous. Let's be real.
Like,
Just ridiculous.
yeah, for bashing situations, that is pretty fucking intense.
Then the interesting bit is the Thunderchilds.
Yeah.
Zappy boys.
Apparently, it's
God.
used to just blackpool the drones.
Yep.
That does work. I wonder if it's more effective than smart bombing.
It's longer range than smart bombing. That's why.
Yeah.
I don't know why they use Thunderchilds though. I guess for the tank over Stormbringers. I guess Stormbringers can be alphaed like far easier.
So do we need to use Edencom ships against all these Ishtars flying around?
Ooh.
No, the Ishtars in Podfin have a perfect counter. It's a single Bifrost with an ECM burst.
Yeah.
If you push all their drones away in ECM burst, then they can't fucking do anything. They just take the site from them.
Yeah.
I love just stealing the Dread chip because they're always kiting like miles away. So I just zoom in a Crusader, grab the chip.
Be a
It's a
dick.
shame it's not worth much anymore. I hope they kind of do something to the LP store and make it fucking worthwhile. Because right now it's just not.
It's
I want cool armor.
the oh, you want cool armor? I'll sell you. Do you fly a female character? No, I'm kidding. I won't sell you. No matter how much billions of ISK you throw at me for my Tunes Carbonaut bioadaptive suit, I probably won't sell it to you unless you're getting like well up there, and then I might think about it.
What are they going for? What, 20 bill right now?
The last female one that was sold was like 24 bill.
Hey, they sold. Were they selling like a Veles one in the Totality Day in the store?
That's the
Velas
outfitted
is-
one, not the armor.
No, not the. We're
Velas
talking
is
about the
cheap.
RE. Like the suit of armor you got on your tune, your actual like armor. Like that one for the bioadaptive suits is, I can't remember what the male one was at. It was something obscene. I haven't looked at it because my character is a female one, so I don't care. I only looked at it because I was like, I'm buying 2 Zenitras. I need money.
Last one sold like 5 months ago for 20 bill, and there's one on the market for 35 bill, which I might just like buy now.
Just because it will only keep increasing because our LP store, as much as
I don't think it will. I think eventually it won't, so that's why I'm holding off. And even then, I prefer the Black Sarah suit.
I sold a shit ton of Black Sorrow suits recently. Well, in the past like 6 months, but as much as
Like
Eden
my
Com
Savrog green suit.
as much as Edencom bitch fits about their LP store being broken, the Trig one is just as broken.
Don't they have like an amazing LP store, Edencom?
they do. It's just impossible to get the stuff,
Yep.
and there's no market for the stuff that they sell. So, like, it looks like the LP store you can get is great, really good income, but in actuality, is none of that shit ever fucking sells. That's why large Vorton projectors are like a bill.
Yep.
No one wants them.
Well, that's because of ammo costs for said said bullshit is way out of whack too.
Yeah, so they're currently selling it 600 mil. No, yeah, 600 mil.
Like, no one actually. I mean, Nullsec could break it if they got into it, but the still the giant thing that is the bottleneck is the ammo. Like, the ammo is the bottleneck for Edencom.
And
What?
it's just the application for it as well is just kind of crap. Like
What?
Oh,
you
yeah.
you need to be able to have drugs for it. If you could give it drugs for application or damage, then suddenly we're talking.
What's the component in the ammo that makes it so expensive then? To like make?
I will tell
I-
you in a second.
Don't remember.
Is it like
I-
from the Orcas or something?
I straight up will not fly them, so I don't know because I don't look at it. Like, if I get ammo for it, I just sell it on the market. Like, I'm just like, I don't give a shit.
It's to actually get the blueprint itself that costs.
It costs a lot of LP, does it?
No, it's the items. I need to find it. Because I went through. I always try and build some, and then I realized the effort was just like so much. I couldn't be asked.
Yeah. No, I can't. I'm a turkey boy, so I can't fly that shit. No, yeah, it's BPCs only. It could be useful, but yes, there is such a stagnating point of bullshittery that you can't get into for the Edencom store. But like, why put, like, for the Trigs, why put all this shit you can't get drops for into the Trig LP store? Like, it doesn't make fucking sense.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's one of those, like, oh yeah, we totally had this stuff in place before, so you could, if you bought it, got it before. No, it didn't exist before, and it hasn't existed since. Like, you can't get those drops to buy that stuff from the stores. So I don't know. It's that weird dichotomy of stupid fuckery. All right, let's get into wind down mode slowly but surely here. Because, you know, we'll keep this one reasonable, unlike when I have Swift on. Oh yeah, that's right. I really haven't done anything stupid in the past week since the last show. And we all know that, you know, Reece has killed another 20 Titans.
Ah ha ha! Just keep it up.
It's gonna be a bit forever until I get partner
I'm
and I'm
winning.
paying. Until I get partner and I'm paying for you to play the game.
I think it's a conspiracy theory, and Reece blew up the Turner star.
Oh,
Totally.
Reece. Yep.
Nearly killed that Titan.
I should have just killed it.
Reece, I think, says he's not playing, but no one knows that he's like just has this like super skilled up ult that like no one knows about.
Please.
But all right, for wind down, I straight up have not killed anything since the last show. Even getting talked into not hunting for escalations anymore on my like test run of me spewing random shit out about my ideas about what should happen for trigs and whatnot. I didn't kill anything in the past week. I have not been a good pew pew boy. Kind of makes me sad. Reece has, yes, killed 15 more Titans solo. He solo kills them all. He is that skilled of a pilot.
An adventure.
Yep. An adventure.
Those are pretty overpowered.
I'm telling you. Just think if I used a prospect.
Has anyone noticed the increase in porpoises around Pochven recently?
I have, and I want to kill them all, except for when they get scanned down and someone warps warps to where the porpoise is at, and they are like, we can't kill it. And I'm like, yeah, because it's blue to us.
I think my top kills were all just porpoises like this week.
So this group of the
Ranger
boys
leans out. My visage, my
looks like they're tearing
visage
up things in
stared
Pochven
back
now,
at me
huh?
through the mirror
They are, yeah.
reflection
They've moved
in
to
his
Uranichi,
aviator.
I think.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, they kept trying to take down Rue's artwork, the Among Us statue. Praise be his name.
I always see like
Praise
timers
be.
on them. It's still there, so
Yeah.
I'm like, it's pretty amazing.
But like, if you shoot at one of the boys, like immediately undock like a golem and two paladins and warp to you, it's like, bruh. You could bring like a fun fight and we'll engage you. Otherwise, we're just gonna not.
That's what kind of annoyed us. They're quite null-secky, so they'll like just play station games all day. They won't actually go out and fight.
Yeah, they the boys are annoying. I accept them as part of the Pokemon community, but the way they react to stuff is way too null-secky. Like, their
The
reactions
honor
to
is not
stuff,
there.
No, it's I want easy free kills, which the last time, well, it was before last week's episode, but the last time we ran into the boys, they literally knew that we were just kind of running through the triangle, and they staged the biggest gate camp they could possibly ever fuck us with. Like, just to kill us. And there was 3 of us. There's 3 Hecates roaming the triangle, just murdering small ships. And they literally went, like, nullsec re on the fact that, oh no, there's a couple dudes having fun in Pochven.
We had my mate called Tave play with in the mornings. He sat outside the station in a stabber for like half an hour, and he just saw all like these shuttles going into station, and they undocked like a whole Cerberus fleet just to block this one guy.
Yeah. No, that's way too fucking nullsec bullshit for Pochven, in my opinion. That is some douchebaggery right there.
Can we buff like nullsec like income so nullsecers go fuck off to nullsec, please?
They have. It's been doubled.
Yeah, but that's nowhere near, you know.
I mean, if they get these special sun lasers and they can spawn a load of wormholes in their system, they're going to be rich.
Horde have found out how to milk their main banks as well, so they've milked about 3 trillion-isk last month of their main banks. Yeah. And if you've noticed, in Frat main banks, they've now gone into the negatives because yet another corp has been caught RMTing that has been milked, which apparently extends. Yep. So they actually had a system with a main bank, sorry, the reserve bank, not the main bank, of -7 mil.
Wait, so what happens when you rob that? You lose
money. CCP.
Do you want to go? Well, considering the key to rob it is 4 billion-esque, I'm not going to go and find out.
You just give CCP money.
Yep. All right. Any last comments you guys have about, Turner or Triggs and Turner or ganking that you guys want to talk about? This is the last comments. Your final words.
I got 2 things. One is I would like to say that anyone who wants to see capitals into Pochven, Egbar and Vard are definitely going to go to Pochven. Please believe me. Anchor your Fortizar directly at the sun. It won't. I've got on good authority from Jazz that it's not going to explode.
It's only happened once before.
And the other thing is something I've been doing for the past half year, more so than actually playing the game, is all the fucking RMT and input broadcasting gangs, almost all of them being Russian. Actually, all of them are Russians. I finally banned one of them. Got one of them banned enough times that he's quit the game.
Oh
so
yes.
I would like to say, get fucked, don't come back. And that's 1 down, and I think 2 or 3 more to go.
Yeah, we got a couple left to go in Pochven. All right. Anyone else? Cosmic Reece.
Your porpoises aren't safe.
No porpoise safe in Pochven.
Get us partner already, so I can do dumb things in Pogpin and be sponsored by CCP.
You mean be sponsored by me and I can make you do all my grunt work?
Yeah, about that. What's that? I'm not Habernauts. Oh, look, it's a neutral.
Oh, look, I'm not giving you 500 plex a month to run your account.
I wasn't going to shoot you. I was going to shoot somebody else. And if they die to a single bomber, they deserve to die. You know that.
All right. Oh, if they die to a single bomber, they fucking totally deserve it. All right. We will wrap up here. I will rate us over. Trigs, be trigs, murder shit, have fun, pull more Drake it and shit because memeing the fuck out of people and watching them lose their shit is fucking hilarious. Until next time, guys. We might be back next weekend. If we can get some people lined up for FCs and top killers and Pacman lined up as guests to kind of start sports centering this shit for an every week episode planning.
Sounds good to me.
And thank you both, Cosmic and Drake, for coming around for this.
No worries.
All right. Until next time, guys. Fly dangerous.
Praise Zoria.